Hey everybody, it's Football Diehard Senior Editor Bob Harris. It's time for the Week 5 injury preview, review, update, and overview. The thing we like to do every Saturday. Do it every week for those of you just catching up, getting ready to set lineups, who haven't been keeping up all week. Consider this your starting point. I'll give you all this week's pertinent injuries and do them chronologically based on kickoff time to give you a better understanding of possible fallback options you'll need to have in place based on those times. As always, I'll remind you, I record this thing early in the afternoon. It's just about 2 p.m. Eastern time this week, and things will change from when I record this. Once you've watched this video, hit the late-breaking update section of the site for any possible news and information that may be pertinent to the players you're interested in, or better still, hit the FSP staff cheat sheet. It's kind of the one-stop shop that will link to all the information to every player in a single location. So, with that out of the way, let's get on to the injury issues that we have for this week, starting with the early game. Again, we have a London game, the Bills hosting the Jaguars, ostensibly, in London. Zay Jones and Jamal Agnew both listed as questionable. It sounds like Zay Jones is close to returning. Neither of them played last week in London, but it sounds like Zay Jones will. We'll see about Agnew. That inactive announcements come at, 9? It's the game's at 9:30, so 8 a.m. Eastern time. So you've got to have your lineup adjustments in for that particular game a little bit early. Just remember it. Be mindful of it. Go into the regular early afternoon window of kickoffs. Jonathan Taylor is back, people. They removed him from the injury report, paid him $42 million over the next 3 years. He did practice fully all this week. Expecting him to be ramped up. Diana Rossini from The Athletic reported that's kind of the plan going forward. They'll slowly ramp him up in coming weeks. It's a tough matchup this week. Zach Moss probably still has some value, but it's going to be hard to force him into lineups with Taylor back and apparently financially satisfied. Treylon Burks in this game has been ruled out. Second straight week he'll miss with a knee injury. Kyle Phillips returns to the mix, but Nick Akini, Westbrook Akini, and of course DeAndre Hopkins at the top of that receiving core will help fill in the void. Westbrook, Akini, and Phillips. Texans and Falcons, everyone's good to go. No injury issues there. Saints and Patriots, Derek Carr listed as questionable with the ongoing shoulder issue. Seemed to be a really limiting factor last week. They couldn't generate much offense, no downfield passing to speak of. Alvin Kamara in his first game back caught 13 passes, so that kind of tells you where the targets were going. Chris Olave caught 1 of 4 targets, so I think it's a concern. The Patriots got a lot of injuries in the secondary, in their defensive secondary, so that should open things up if Carr can deliver. Juwan Johnson, the tight end, has been ruled out with a calf injury. On the other side of the ball, Ramondre Stevenson is listed as questionable with a thigh issue. He's worked on a limited basis all week. This seems like standard Patriots fare where he will end up playing, but it's something you'll need to watch in that early afternoon window. The Giants are at the Dolphins. Saquon Barkley listed as questionable. Sounds like a game time decision is coming. Better spot this week than he was last week when he was listed as doubtful. I don't know if I want to be forcing him into lineups, but you may not have options. I think it sounds like he'll give it a go. Daniel Bellinger also questionable in that game for the Miami Dolphins. They acquired Chase Claypool in a trade with the Bears. So we'll see if he can work his way into the mix. Nobody you want to force into your fantasy lineups, but that did happen. The Ravens are at the Steelers. And by the way, in the backfield, no Jeff Wilson yet. He is eligible, I think, to come off IR soon. They won't be rushing him. Devon Achane getting things done. Raheem Mostert perfectly serviceable. In fact, high end at times. So plenty of weapons in that Miami offense. The Ravens are at the Steelers. Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, running back you may not have heard of, was kind of an Achane type player, a small, speedy guy. He's coming off IR. He's listed as questionable. We'll see if they activate him. Watch the updates for that later today on the website if they do. But Justice Hill questionable, Odell Beckham questionable, Rashad Bateman off the injury report. Beckham thinks he will play. It's not a bad matchup for the Steelers. So, they've got a pass rush, but not much else on defense. It's at least not in the secondary. For the Steelers, Kenny Pickett came off the injury report. Wasn't sure early in the week if he was going to be able to play. Has a bone bruise on his knee, but he's practiced fully Thursday and Friday and is good to go. Pat Freiermuth, on the other hand, has a hamstring injury that will keep him out this week, maybe more. So that'll be something to watch. Panthers are at the Lions. Big trouble here. Amon-Ra St. Brown listed as doubtful with an abdominal issue. Sometimes that means sports hernia. We'll see what it means in his case. He is doubtful, seems unlikely to play. Jahmyr Gibbs added the injury report late in the week Friday as questionable with a hamstring issue. That's concerning. Josh Reynolds, ongoing groin issue. He's listed as questionable. That's been mostly a weekly occurrence. He's played through it at times. I suspect he will this time as well. Jamison Williams listed as questionable, no injury, just working his way back from suspension. Sounds like they'll have a package of plays for him to work on. How much we can expect from him given the injury issues. Maybe that's something that will open the door to him further. A lot of reports from practice this week that he was putting the ball on the ground, had issues catching the ball in camp. Sounds like they may be continuing so far. He caught like 100 passes a day on his personal jugs machine. Early indications are he needs more work. Sunday's late afternoon window, T. Higgins. The Bengals are at the Cardinals. T. Higgins listed as questionable, has a fractured rib. The Bengals elevated Kwame Lassiter 2 from the practice squad today, so maybe they're foreshadowing something there. It's worth watching. Higgins did get on the practice field late in the week. Sounds like a pain tolerance issue, so we'll have to see about that. This offense not hitting on all cylinders. Clearly, Joe Burrow not on the injury report. Hopefully he can improve with each week. On the other side of the ball, Keontae Ingram listed as questionable with the same neck injury that sidelined him last week. He's not a viable fantasy play. Cowboys are at the 49ers. There's a big game of the week. Elijah Mitchell listed as out. Has been ruled out for this game. Deebo Samuel off the injury report. Shawan Jennings off the injury report. Everyone else is good to go. Same for the Cowboys. Micah Parsons, all the pieces, offensive line, all intact. Or at least getting healthier. So good news there. Jets are at the Broncos. Javonte Williams is listed as questionable. There were supposedly meetings late Friday to decide if he would be available or not to go against the Jets. I'm sure word will filter out on that. And on all these injuries, watch the late breaking news section of the site, especially overnight Saturday, early Sunday. Get all the kind of insider tidbits out there that are floating around and put them all at one place for you. So we'll see if Williams plays. Jaleel McLaughlin still seems like a viable option. Whether Williams goes or not, seems like a playmaking asset, the undrafted rookie. A little fella, 187-pounder, but he's been getting the job done. The Eagles at the Rams, everyone's good to go. That everyone includes Cooper Kupp, who was activated from the practice squad Saturday officially, but he's been practicing in full all week. Sounds like he's ready to go. This is not as bad a passing matchup as maybe you would think on the surface if you look into it a little deeper. The Eagles have been giving it up to opposing passers and receivers, so that's worth noting. Monday night game, we have the Chiefs and Vikings. Everyone's good to go as well. All clear in that one. No injury issues of note. Monday night game, the Packers at Raiders. Injury reports are not officially out yet, but you can expect to see Aaron Jones and Christian Watson have been working on a limited basis with their respective hamstring issues. They played through them last week. Didn't hear any word of setbacks, so I'm guessing this week they're just being cautious. Even if they get questionable designations, they seem likely to go, but if they get questionable designations, you'll need to be careful and have fallback plans in place just in case. Devontae Adams also dealing with a shoulder injury, seems likely to go. Jimmy Garoppolo cleared from the concussion protocol, so he is good to go. He will return to the starting lineup after missing last week's game with his injury. Hit the website, people, FootballDiehards.com. Everything you need to know is there. Tons of great content, including articles by Brad Cruz. The weekly sit start, the Sunday edition is up. Myself, Gary Davenport, John Lobbs, DraftKings, The Sheet of Knowledge is a fantastic piece. Jamie Calandro's DraftKings picks as well available to you. My own team notes, tons of stuff. If you're looking to work with the waiver wire, we've got some free agent stuff up. That goes up early in the week, so hit the website Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if you're looking to work in the waiver wire. Evan Tarchiano, Joey Kalana, and Matthew Sharon have articles up and available to you. Casey Joyner's blue-rated wideouts, some good matchups to take advantage of. Gary Davenport's The Shadow knows some wide receiver matchups to avoid. Everything you need and constant news and updates. So again, if you have an injured player that you're interested in, you heard the update here, check back after Saturday, after 1 p.m. Central Time is what we're showing the site. So anything that happens since then is adding to whatever you heard here. Check the FSP staff cheat sheet for the one-stop shop for all these issues. There's links to all this information there. So check it all out, people. Good luck this week. Let's get some wins and come back and do it again next week. See you then.